All right. Now I'm going to start early for a change because I'm on a very tight schedule. But I want to deal with this video that surfaced, I believe today, if I'm not mistaken, March 27th. Yes, just a few hours ago. And the title is Why Dog Bite Cases Are on the Rise in India. Of course, that would get my attention. But in this video, that's what she's trying to explain. She's trying to tell us why dog bite cases are in the rise in India. Now, what's been going on here is they're trying to counter these stories, these attack cases that are coming out all over the world. And they're trying to counter it with this propaganda. And it looks very bad. It's a bad look on their part. Let's listen.
On 14th of March, a 5-year-old boy died after he was attacked by a stray dog while playing outside on the streets in Telangana's Khammam district. A similar such event happened on February 27th. A month-old baby sleeping right next to his mother at a Rajasthan government hospital was taken away by a stray dog, mauled to death in Rajasthan's Sirohi. February 19th, a disturbing video of...
That was crazy. So, they were inside of a hospital. And this woman's child was taken off by a stray dog and mauled inside of a hospital.
3 stray dogs biting, dragging and mauling a 4-year-old in Telangana's Hyderabad led to loud calls to sterilize these stray dogs. What's really happening here? Why are dog bite cases and mauling of kids especially on the rise in India?
Oh, here we go. Now we're about to get to the propaganda. Okay? So, just notice how things start not to make sense.
And I'm sure you've seen in some of the incidents, even pet dogs were highly aggressive, attacking people around them. Now, after speaking...
Wait a minute. You know, these people are crazy. This guy over here feeding these stray dogs. These people are crazy. There should be no one over there this committed to feeding stray dogs. What are you, crazy?
Attacking people around them. Now, after speaking to a number of experts, these
are
the key reasons.
After speaking to a number of experts. Now, we all know there are no experts. We're the experts. So obviously they talk to the wrong people. But let's listen.
Number of experts. These are the key reasons that we've found that are really leading to such problems.
Okay. So this is what the experts told them. Rise in number of packs of dogs. So there are more dogs.
The number of dogs in the country are way too much, and that's the failure of civic bodies and agencies across the country. The rise of these dogs leading to scarcity of food for each of those.
Rise of dogs leading to scarcity of food. What food? You mean the scraps left over by humans? Dogs are not entitled to that. That's not food. Talking like dogs are entitled, stray dogs, entitled to the food that they eat. No, they're not. Okay, so you lost me already. Not our response. Listen to how she's talking.
Those stray dogs is really what's leading them to become aggressive. So if a household donates 5 or 6 rotis every day to dogs, it will more or less be enough for only one dog for one day. If there are multiple households who participate in donating food to these dogs, then in that case, one household will be able to take care of one dog, one stray dog, one.
Talking about donating. Now, I've read one of these articles already where they're talking about feed the stray dogs in order to keep the stray dogs calm and friendly. That is some major propaganda. That is a major con that I can't believe they're running on people, and nobody is calling them out.
But as the numbers only soar, many number of dogs now out on the streets without proper sterilization, the dog numbers are multiplying. It's obviously difficult for colonies, especially crowded colonies, to contribute to these stray dogs' food. And even if they scavenge through the garbage there, it's not sufficient. So insufficient.
You know what is sufficient? You exterminate all of them. That'll be sufficient. There won't be any confusion about sufficiency. Talking about donate a certain amount of money each month. I'll donate each month if it's going towards extermination. That's a quick and easy, simple, guaranteed solution. Get rid of all of them. These are not God's creatures. They're not natural creatures. The fact they're not natural means that they're consuming unnatural resources. They're not entitled to our scraps. They're not entitled to nothing. They can't survive like the other animals, survive on nature. Then get rid of them. Simple as that. Nothing else makes sense.
Food. And even if they scavenge through the garbage there, it's not sufficient. So insufficient.
Nobody cares about what's not sufficient for stray dogs. It's not our responsibility. Not our problem. These are not our kids. These are not our offspring. It's not our responsibility. What are you talking about? She talking crazy already. Giving us a lecture on how there's not enough food for stray dogs. Okay.
Food, believe me, is really one of the primary reasons why these dogs are turning aggressive.
A lack of food, huh? And whose problem is that? That's the dog's problem. See it's the same old song. They try to remove blame from the dog and blame something else. That it's the same old principle. The dogs are attacking you because of what you're doing or what you're not doing. Or you're not feeding them, so it's your fault. It's your hate, your neglect of them. That's why they're attacking you. Okay? And notice how some of these pro-dog campaigns, they try to shame people for not feeding stray dogs over there. Yeah, you're mean. You're evil for not feeding them. And that's why they attack you. So blame yourself for these attacks.
All stray dogs aggressive? Well, the fact is absolutely not. Most stray dogs are very peaceful, very friendly with their their surroundings and people, humans around, because they're also very well taken care of in many localities. But some dogs, there are a few dogs who can be aggressive by nature. And
what is she talking about? They deal with a lot of attacks and rabies cases every year. In the thousands. What in the world is she talking about?
These dogs could take the lead, become the alpha.
Now you hear what she said? You following what she's saying?
In many localities, but some dogs, there are a few dogs who can be aggressive by nature, and these dogs could take the lead, become the alpha, and actually influence a pack of dogs. And
see, she said some dogs are aggressive and they can take the lead, become the alpha, and influence a pack of dogs. So she's saying all the dogs are not the problem. It's just the aggressive ones, the alpha, because they make the other ones want to attack. So nothing's wrong with dogs, even though they will, without questioning, in the drop of a hat, attack you if there's an aggressive alpha leading the way. And we shouldn't look at all of them as a problem. Just the aggressive ones? No. And that's what she's saying here.
These are the dogs that you've got to be aware of. In fact, these dogs become so aggressive that they threaten humans around and also influence dogs in that entire locality. And if you spot or find such a dog showing any signs of aggression, that's where you step in, immediately report to the civic authorities so that they take them to a shelter home and other safety zones so that the dog is safe and so are humans in that area.
Stop. There will always be an alpha. You remove one, another one will replace it. That's the whole point of dog packs. If there's no alpha, one of the dogs will step up as the alpha. And they all have the ability to be the alpha, especially if they're well fed. Listen to that logic. Yeah, so just keep looking for the alpha. The dogs are not the problem, even though the dogs will carry out the attack. Oh, it's the alpha's fault. The alpha made them do it. Oh, man. Really? Okay.
Decades ago, clearly stated that it is the entire responsibility of civic agencies to ensure they control the population of these stray dogs and they're sterilized in time. And due to lack of will by these civic agencies, we've seen, and many of them claim that they don't have enough resources, they don't have enough help, and a lot of times they just do not know how to go about it. And this has really lacked in efficient drives of vaccination.
Okay, so again, it's somebody else's fault. There's a rise in dog attacks because humans are not vaccinating them. Humans are not feeding them. Humans. Yeah, it's our fault. Everything is our fault. Huh? You don't feed them. You don't take care of them. You don't give them water.
With their their surroundings and people, humans around, because they're also very well taken care of in many localities. But some dogs, there are a few dogs who can be aggressive by nature, and these dogs could take the lead, become the alpha, and actually
see. Oh, just a few dogs that are aggressive. The others are not aggressive, even though they can easily be motivated to kill, to attack and kill. All it takes is for an alpha to be present. But you shouldn't look at dogs as a problem, as a threat. You have no idea which dog will become the alpha. You just hope you find it before. I have no idea what they're talking about, man. This is disrespectful. Now, this just surfaced a few hours ago. Very disrespectful stuff.
Influence a pack of dogs. And these are the dogs that you've got to be aware of. In fact, these dogs become so aggressive that they threaten humans around and also influence dogs in that entire locality. And if you spot or find such a dog showing any signs of aggression, that's where you step in, immediately report to the civic authorities so that they take them to a shelter home and other safety zones so that the dog is safe and so are humans in that area.
Report to who? No, why don't you just exterminate them? Just wipe them out. What is wrong with these people?
Shelter home and other safety zones so that the dog is safe and so are humans in that area.
Nobody cares if the dog is safe. What are you talking about? See, this is a nutter. A paid nutter. That's what this is. This woman is a paid nutter. Talking crazy.
Decades ago, clearly stated that it is the entire responsibility of civic agencies to ensure they control the population of these stray dogs and they're sterilized in time. And due to lack of will by these civic agencies, we've seen, and many of them claim that they don't have enough resources, they don't have enough help, and a lot of times they just do not know how to go about it. And this has really lacked in efficient drives of vaccination, or spaying as they call it, the sterilization drives. Now, the corporations are running short of veterinary doctors and paramedics. Centers for neutering these dogs are very limited.
See how they projecting these things as the victims? Carefully choosing these photos to make them look pitiful and sad and victimized. This is supposed to be a video on why dog attacks are on the rise. So why are they even showing images like this? Trying to make you feel sorry for them. The victimizers, the perpetrators, the criminals, the evil party playing the victim. That's the worst part about this. So disrespectful. Trying to get you to feel sorry for these things. Really? So the nutters, they run the media over there. Obviously.
And paramedics, centers for neutering these dogs are very limited. That's what the reasons that they claim is why they're not actually effectively sterilizing dogs in time.
Isn't that crazy? Try to get you to feel sorry for these creatures that are terrorizing you. You can't even walk outside without being terrorized. But you're supposed to feel sorry for them.
No one's asking you not to feed stray dogs. Please do feed them. But
please do feed them. What? Please do feed stray dogs. What? You are out of your mind. What a jungle.
Request from experts is that try and feed them a little away from your home, because if you do feed them right in front of your house, then be sure that these stray dogs will act like your pet dogs and will guard your home and you with all their life, which means if they have any suspicion of another human being or any commotion that might happen around your...
No. Do not use stray dogs as no guard dog. You don't want dogs attacking random people simply because they walked closely by your home. That's not a humane thing to do. What? Nobody needs something that will attack everyone. What type of sense does that make? That is not adequate protection. You don't get something that just attacks any and everyone that walks by. That makes no sense. So they're over there talking rubbish, disrespecting the people of India, talking to them like idiots. Because this is Very disrespectful. Really? And then they tell you to feed stray dogs. She said, please feed them. Now, again, you heard the city officials not long ago say, look, don't feed stray dogs. That keeps them healthy enough to attack. So if you feed stray dogs and there's an attack, we'll come find you. And you'll be responsible because you were feeding them. And here she's telling you to feed them. So this is madness. The big difference with the propaganda in India is that they're dealing with stray dogs. So they give advice on how to deal with stray dogs, and it is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And I have to admit, I enjoy it because it's a very easy target. Really? Feed the stray dogs, huh? That's your answer? They better have a major culling very soon in India. Nothing else will stop this. Now, they're over there telling them, hey, feed them more. You're being attacked because you're not giving enough to the dogs. Yeah, it's your fault. Feed them more. So the attacks are going to get worse and worse. They won't have no choice. This is very bad. This is so bad. They're setting it up where it'll have to, boil over. And by the time people are fed up, it'll be way too late. Way too late. So yeah, the propaganda over there in India is very, very deep because it involves stray dogs. They're over there trying to explain why stray dogs attack. And then they try to explain why stray dog attacks are on the rise. Oh, it's because you're not feeding them. So the nuttery has to cover stray dogs now. That's the hilarious part. Oh, it's just because you're not feeding them. If you just fed them enough. See, there are so many dogs, the population is rising, so it's not enough food. They're not enough human. Well, here's the thing. If people can't produce enough scraps, how are they supposed to produce enough food? They're obviously not eating enough because they're not producing enough scraps for the stray dogs. So they want you to just forfeit your resources before it becomes scrap, to make the stray dogs a permanent part of your expenses. What a circus. So, yeah, to say the least, I'm going to keep an eye on India. They got some crazy stuff going on out there. So I was not supposed to go live. I did anyway. And I made it. I kept this live stream short. And I am very thankful for you all who joined me and who have chimed in on these videos. Very, very thankful. And I hope you join me on the next live stream as we continue with this crusade.